What is up, fellow bench warmers? Welcome to your daily fantasy quickie. Hey guys, what's up? It's first game day of week 9. Are you on week 9? Yeah, week 9.
Yeah, week 9.
And I'm your host JJT for another daily fantasy quickie with Komish. Komish, week 9 has started. We are pretty much halfway there into the season, fantasy season.
Yeah,
At least the
halfway.
regular season.
Yeah,
Season.
almost halfway. So, a lot of your leagues, you might be far away already from either you're far away from the opponents, you're cruising in the top, or you're way down, or by this time you should be looking at whether it's top 8 or top 6. You should be looking at the 8th place and the 6th place, depending on where you are. If you're in the middle of the pack, that's what you should be looking at every week. That's where you should be looking at. If you're at the top of the pack, you should be looking at the top 2 because you want to buy. If there's a buy in your leagues, of course. If there's a buy.
How far? Because I saw a comment in in the groups. I think JC commented, how far is far from, let's say, if you are gunning for the 8th seed, what's the panic button for you? How many games away should you still be? Do you think 5 games from the 8th spot is time to hit the panic button?
Yes, that's a problem. I would look at it as probably if you're within 3 games, that's okay. I mean, that's not okay, but manageable, because probably 1-6-3 week and 1-3-6 week from the 8th seed, you're tied. So, right, or a 7-2. 3 games, it's tough, but it's manageable. But if you're 5 games away, I usually treat it as a 2-week thing. Meaning it's like a 1-possession ball game or a 2-possession ball game. It's like a 2-week ball game. You need 2 weeks to really good 2 weeks to catch that up. That's really the best case scenario already. Sometimes even if you have 6-3, you'll not be able to catch up 5 games because your opponent might.
Yeah.
Right. So 5 games is a worry. Now if you're 7,
you're gonna be thinking about a lot of things. You're down 5 games. You're gonna think about the one in front of you, right? They shouldn't be winning as well. I mean, the one, let's say your 10th spot, 5 games away, and then the 9th spot, he is 3 games away. You're gonna worry about the 9th spot first, getting there, and then before worrying about the 8th spot.
Yes, right? but at this point of the season, you look at the 8th spot, and then just to have a gauge, you should not follow them too much. I mean, there's no point in looking at what happens in the 8th spot, the 9th spot, the 10th spot. Just look at for some leagues, the 8th spot at this point, we're 8 weeks in, right? So that's 81 categories already. Some 8th spot is around 33 wins and let's say 33 and 36 or 33 and 37, a little below 500. A little below 500. So that's okay because you might be 30 and 40, something like that.
Yeah.
Really bad, but you're just 3 games away because the 6th or the 8th are also not that good. Yeah. But there's some leagues that are very balanced. Right? Like very close.
Yeah.
Like sometimes the 6th or 8th will be 36, 35, 37, 34. It's just the 8th spot.
Yeah.
In that case, if you're 30 and 40, you're in bigger trouble. Yeah. So you have to see how your league is shaping up. In one of our leagues, with Jeremy, the Dynasty League, the top 4 are very, very high, like 43 and 20 something. The top 4.
Am I included in that?
So that's really high. 4 teams have all. So no, this is the Dynasty League. But in that kind of a scenario, that will be lower seeds because they'll be bunched up together. From 5 on the way down, they'll be bunched up together because there's 4 teams that are just too far ahead. Yeah. And then 5 onward. So even if you're 13th, 14th, 12th, I think you'll not be too far from playoff contention. So you have to look at how your leagues are, what's the characteristics of your leagues.
Oh, basically. I'm 9th there. Yeah. Top 4 is, top 4. The 4th place is already 6.5 games ahead. That's a lot.
Yeah.
So I think I would say the top four is pretty much secured. And then from fourth to
To
10th,
fifth to 10th. Yeah.
fifth to 10th, they're just 1.5 games away from each
Exactly.
other.
That's my point, right? Because of the four great top records, below it's gonna be close.
We're top six, right?
Yeah, top
Darn
6.
it.
Another thing, I usually use this as my basis. If you're 5 games behind, you cannot use 2 weeks just to be sure. We're telling you you cannot predict what the other managers can do or will do. So right now we're week 9. I'm just always saying that I will want to gain 1 game per week on the manager or on the 6th spot. So if I'm 5 games behind now, my target will be 4 games behind, 3 games behind. That's just my target. So whether it's 6-3 or 5-4, I cannot lose. I should not lose from now on. Whether it's 5-4, 5-4, 5-4, 5-4. If you do that 5-4, 5-4, 5-4, 5-4, I think by week 18 or 19 you'll be able to catch up. So that is your target. That's how you look at it. That's how I look at it, at least.
Yeah, and also you have to gauge how good or bad your team is. Are you capable of, are you capable of, stringing 4 or 5 consecutive 5-4 wins? Is there someone injured, right? I mean, those things, like if you are, let's say, 5 games away, but your injured players are like Jaylen Brown, who just returned, right? And that's going to be a big boost for you. You'll feel a little better about your team. But if your injured players are like OG players who are not about to return, that's going to be a concern for you, because you can't wait until the time they return before you get back on track.
And that's where a strategy will come to play. I mean, if you look at it that way, that I need 5, then maybe you need to do trades, or you need to redirect your team to this just 5 categories, because that's how I can survive. This is a matter of survival right now.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
That's how you. Yeah, I think that's how. Well, at least that's how I assess my teams. There are leagues wherein I'm like 10th, and I'm like 2-3 games behind. And
so that's still good.
I have
that's still good.
Jaylen Brown not yet playing, so it's hard to gauge, but I've been losing like 4-5s. Maybe I haven't really lost a big one like a 2-7 or a 1-8 in those leagues. So I can feel a little better about my team, that with the return of Jaylen, at least, somehow, I can make it work. I can still try to catch up.
And another thing, if you're in a shallow league, usually in a shallow league, it's closer. The teams are closer. It's just because maybe it's tough to have a poor team in a shallow league. Usually you have multiple top 100 guys. So basically there are weeks that you will be competitive, because there will be weeks that your players will explode, because they're supposed to be good, right?
Yeah.
So in shallow leagues, if you're like 33 and 37, or I mean close to 500, you could usually still be competitive, because they're close bunched together. Compared to a deeper league, in a deeper league, usually the variance is wider.
It's going to be hard. Hard. Like in that league, in our dynasty league, even though I'm close, I'm just 1.5 games behind. It's top 6, so it's going to be difficult. It's going to be a tough battle, right? I have lots of injuries, so that's going to be another concern. Who do I drop? And my injuries are major ones, like Bam, Rishon Holmes, and I think I still have, and then Lonzo's gonna miss. I know I don't have Lonzo. I have Caruso. They won't have.
So, I guess we can segue to the Bulls situation right now.
Yeah.
They're gonna miss. They're gonna postpone the 2 games. They only have 3 games this week, so that would leave them with 1 game, and that would be on the last day of the week, on Monday.
Yeah.
So if you're holding any low-end Bulls that you think we're gonna stream or anything, you can drop them basically, because by the time Monday comes, I'm sure DeRozan will be back. I'm sure Kobe White, Javante Green will be back. I'm probably some others.
Well, interestingly, there's really not much low
Well,
end guys you can pick up with the Bulls, right? I mean, there's really not much there with the
because
Bulls.
all of them are COVID.
All of the
All
good
of them
ones. I mean, up to Derek Jones, right? I mean, there's
Troy Brown, even
Troy,
Troy Brown is in
yeah,
COVID
and
protocols.
Troy
Yeah.
Brown isn't even wasn't even on our. I think he was in our buy list once, and then that's the time they got.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean,
Yes.
not even rosterable at this point, especially in standard or 14 team league. So there's really not much there with the Bulls.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's annoying because I picked up some Pistons player for
Yeah.
tomorrow's game, and now I wasted a move out of 3 moves that we have in our league.
Yeah.
So that's going to be tough. But yeah, that's how the ball, that's how it is right now with the Bulls. So yeah, they're gonna postpone 2 games, and it's a wait and see on what happens on the next game. Hopefully, well, the good thing is from here on, I'm pretty sure they're gonna be playing full strength
Yeah, they
after
have a good
probably
schedule
after
next
this
week.
week. Yeah,
Yeah, they have a good schedule next week. They have Houston right away. They have a back-to-back Monday and Tuesday. So
yeah.
so that might be a good stretch. They might start to be better by that time.
Now let's talk about some injuries. Chris Middleton hyperextended the knee.
Yeah.
A bit concerning. I mean, for Chris Middleton owners, I think this is where this season, the boring players who have been, good over the past few years, well, they're still boring, but they aren't as good, right? Players like Chris Middleton, Tobias. Who else are the boring guys?
Well, Jaylen Brown was one of them.
Jaylen Brown.
We
Yeah.
were talking about Jaylen Brown being the young one, the young boring one, the one that will take over the mantle of these guys. And yeah, he's been injured most of the year. And even maybe Drew. Drew is also
yeah.
one of the boring, players, but he's also
And
been,
I just looked at the rankings because Commission and I have been talking about
still winning. I'm still
Drew
up.
and still far away. Like Drew's like 90 plus or 80 something.
He'll catch up. He'll catch up. Now that Middleton might miss some games, he'll really catch up more because like a while ago he had a great game because he had to take over from Middleton. And going back to what Jeremy is saying, for Middleton's case, we kind of predicted it, right? I mean, the Olympics, the finals.
Yeah, a lot of managers kind of expected it with Middleton,
Yes.
Booker, and Drew. I guess Drew had it, had the injury early on,
And
so
then
hopefully
Middleton
that helped him recover a bit. Booker is out,
out with hamstring injury.
Yeah.
Yes.
and Middleton is, the next
It's science.
Yeah.
It's science, right? I mean, you can't really
No,
really play
To be
nonstop
honest,
and then not get injured.
in an 82 game regular season, injuries would come here and there. As fantasy managers, we kind of expect it. We just don't want it to be too long, right? Like the case of Jaylen Brown, it was a little too long. The case of Jimmy Butler is getting a little too long, right? I mean, we wouldn't mind being out a week or two maybe, but if it's like this and you're struggling, it's going to be frustrating. So hopefully Middleton's case won't be a long term one.
Don't mind the 2 to 4 weeks that I wrote there. It's just the average usually in hyperextended knees. That's the average miss time from mild to moderate. If that's a severe hyperextended knee, then that would be months. And based on what they're saying, it's not severe.
Yeah.
Based on what Milwaukee's saying, it's not that serious of an injury. So maybe 1 week, or 2 weeks.
But again, given the mileage and given how Milwaukee would probably be saving him for the playoffs, they'll be very cautious about things like these.
And this is where Dante DiVincenzo's return will help because he probably can, help their depth at the wing position. Yep. And if you have Dante, then that's good. But also Grayson Allen, someone just asked me.
It's probably going to be a race. I think I just feel like a lot of managers are still on the fence about adding Dante because I've seen a lot of Dante in the waiver wire. He's gonna come back this week. Come back this week. So it's surprising that no one has really, tried to pick him up or, get him. Maybe because he's a low end ad and not everyone has the luxury of stashing a player like him. But it's going to be a race. Once he starts playing, everyone, it's going to be the race to who gets him first, I guess.
It depends on how they bring him back. If
Yeah.
they bring him back like 10, 15 minutes, the upside is not really that high for you to wait a week or two before he gets back to his old self. So the moment he has a good game already and plays more minutes, then maybe that's the time you add. If you're not stashing him anyways right now.
Yeah.
But Grayson Allen has been dropped. So I think you can hold on to him first before you drop him and see. Maybe the absence of Middleton will help him again. Of course, Pat Connaughton. Pat Connaughton is the number one beneficiary, but I haven't seen Pat Connaughton on the waiver wires as I've seen Grayson
he hasn't
Allen.
been dropped again. He was dropped a few weeks ago, which, like I said, was a surprise to me. Why he was being dropped, but after that he hasn't really been dropped because he has been good. Pretty good. Even off the bench, he has been rosterable and very has good fantasy value. All right, let's move on to other injuries. Joel Embiid and Steph Curry rather, out today.
Surprisingly,
rest.
no. They played who today? They played a good
lost.
team today. Yeah, they lost badly. Memphis. They played Memphis today. I don't think it's a rest. You don't rest. Did they play back to back? I don't think they played yesterday. No, so it's not a rest. And it seems like the injury of Embiid is a real injury.
Who did no, they did not.
No, they didn't play back to back. I think Embiid's ribs really is giving him problems according to reports. So I guess they decided to play it safe with him for this game. But I don't think it's a long-term thing. So there's that. I doubt he's gonna miss the next game. Probably just a rest here. Rest in the sense that let it heal.
And Seth, I actually didn't see what Seth's injury.
Sore shoulder, and these things. As Jeremy said, 82 games. You'll get sore these and sore that, every so often.
Yeah, so, there'll be some games wherein, you'll just tell your coach, I don't feel like, I can go through tonight, and they'll give you, especially for, top players in the league. I mean, the bench players, of course, wouldn't be able to do these things, but some of these players has some leeway when it comes to these types of
maybe what we can talk about is quickly the sham report in The Athletic about certain players. Kyrie, supposedly Brooklyn is more open to giving him a chance to return. Not sure if whether he's going to be vaccinated or just as a road player.
Hopefully he's going to be vaccinated. Come on.
But I don't think it's vaccinated. And a lot of managers or a lot of our followers have commented that it's BS news, fake news, which I do see. I mean, I don't see what Shams was really reporting, that he said Brooklyn is more open. So what? The ownership had already said that they will not bring him back as a
And Steve Nash said it. Player. Steve Nash said it again. They would love him back, but right now they want to move on if he's not ready.
You know what this is? It's KD. It's KD talking to Kyrie and then leaking it to, people, the media heard it that, hey, KD and Kyrie are starting to talk again and starting to discuss possibilities. And then
maybe it was KD's burner account to
maybe. And then the next one is Ben Simmons. That thing is, I think, more legit. I think it's really getting to be more and more substantial talks in terms of Ben Simmons. So the possibility of him playing.
And this is, again, playing into how Daryl Morey wants it, right? As the season goes along, certain players' value gets to the level of Ben Simmons.
But what's your reaction to the report of Stephen A. Smith that he's also unvaccinated? Simmons. Yes. Supposedly he's also unvaccinated. So I guess the Kyrie for Ben trade will not fly because he will not be able to play.
No, I don't think. Well, I don't think Brooklyn would want that trade as well. I mean, that's
Well,
I don't think that would happen. It's just I don't know. I think there's more to worry about Ben Simmons than just being vaccinated. I think he would have a lot of trade options. The team would have a lot of trade options. I mean, there are just a limited number of teams that, have provisions, or cities that have provisions about or laws about vaccination. So I don't think it's something to worry about, really,
but
even if
at
he isn't.
least both of us, I think, agree that we'll stay away from Ben. We'll stay away from Kyrie. If you don't own them already, you'd
I've
rather
seen a
just,
lot of Kyries being dropped already.
yeah. I mean, just let it be for me.
Yeah. And I'll see how the reaction of some managers would be on Kyrie. Because I have one Kyrie and one Ben Simmons. The one
Okay.
Kyrie, I'm off by a game and a half, I think, or two from the 8th spot. So I'm still okay. And I think I also have Jaylen Brown there. So I'll see what happens with Jalen's return. The one Ben Simmons, we're good there. So we're stashing him until to see what happens with that situation.
Yeah. And then the last reports are about Schroeder being shopped, possibly being traded again, and Cam Reddish available for a first rounder. I'm more interested in the Cam Reddish situation. I think if he gets traded, you should add him. If he gets traded, wherever he gets traded, I think he will be in a better situation than Atlanta. So just
I
monitor
think
that
I've seen a
situation.
lot of other players being shopped around as well.
Yeah, but Reddish is the guy that has potential. If he goes to a team
Healed,
like
I think Healed, the Sacramento thing.
that's
Healed
also
and Bagley
yeah
are being shopped around as well. That's the last news I
yes
saw. And that could be good news for maybe Bagley and maybe Healed, because, Healed starting could boost a lot of his fantasy value as well. So yeah, those are the news. Jaylen Brown, as we said, returned, had a good game. Hopefully, that's going to be the start of, a good
hopefully
season for him. So fingers
hopefully
crossed, because we've got a lot.
yeah.
I've got a lot of Jaylen Browns. Some teams doing well, some teams not doing so well. So hopefully
He looks
that's it.
better. He looks healthy now. So
Yep.
hopefully this is it.
Yeah. Yeah. So let's talk about some buy players. Miami has PJ Tucker and Gabe Vincent. Miami's a little bit banged up as well without their top two guys.
And Tyler Hero. Do you
Tyler
have
here.
Hero?
Yeah, I have one. I
Well,
just couldn't remember where, but yeah, I have one.
he hurt his quad a while ago, and he was benched, and then when he went on the bench, he was trying the bicycle thing that they usually do, and then he was trying to play through it. He played poorly because I guess the quad was really giving him trouble. So be prepared. Be prepared. He might have to miss a game or two. So Gabe Vincent looks like a good ad.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see what happens with Miami, because they've been really, really depleted right now. I mean, slowly. Their top guys at that. I mean, not the bench guys, but most of the top guys are out, and so something to watch out. Gabe Vincent and PJ Tucker. PJ Tucker has been okay this season so far.
He's been hot.
Isaac Okoro is one player that I've been thinking always about adding or streaming, but just couldn't trust him as much. I thought about streaming him supposedly over, I think, Frank Jackson, but yeah, I made a mistake.
I think at this point,
adding Frank Jackson.
Past 4 games, 18 points and almost 3 threes a game. He's hot. He's of course the minutes is still there, 38, 39 minutes. If it's just for streaming, I will stream him. I will choose to stream him because he's hot. He's hot right now. So you guys, at the very least, you can stream him. Whether this continues or not, again, I doubt it. But until when it will continue, we don't know. He's a sophomore. What if I'm wrong? I've been wrong with sophomores already this year. So just give it a try as long as he's hot.
Yeah. And like we said, Cleveland has been good when it comes to their players in terms of fantasy as well. I mean, they're 7 to 8 deep when it comes to fantasy rosterable players, right? They're starting 5, including Okoro now. Rubio, Osman, right, and Kevin Love
Yeah.
are all worthy of a spot, whether in a 14 or maybe streaming maybe on a 14 or an actual roster spot in a 16 or
I
deeper leagues.
Rubio has been playing much better, at least shooting wise. And I would suggest if he continues 1 or 2 more games, try to trade him. Try to trade him already. This is the best time to do so with
Uh,
Rubio.
yeah, and then we talked about Marvin Bagley. They might be showcasing him a bit to trade him. I mean,
Definitely, not might. Definitely.
he started the season, and I think it's no secret that they've been shopping him since the start of the season, right? I mean, since they said that he won't be part of the roster of the rotation. So I wouldn't be surprised.
Terrence Davis, by the way, Terrence Davis has been benched for 2 games now. And we talked about the other night, just to give you an update. Yeah, I don't know what they're doing. So, you can drop Terrence Davis again. Shimezi Metu apparently starting again. So, whatever. I'm not even recommending adding Metu because, what if the next game he's suddenly benched again?
Yeah.
I don't know. But Bagley, at least, as Jeremy said, is being showcased. So, he's getting the minutes. So, he's the guy you could add right now.
And Cam Johnson of the Phoenix Suns.
Yeah. Solid. Very good.
Yeah. So yeah, there are the buy players. There's really no news yet on Devin Booker.
There is.
What's the news? I haven't really heard much.
Not yet practicing. He's not yet practicing.
Yeah, so
not yet,
nothing
not
new.
Near.
Nothing
not
new.
Yet near. So next week again. Next week again.
I'm gonna be screwed
Not this week.
I'm gonna be screwed in invitationals again this week. I'm against Eric Ong this week. So yeah, we'll see. Worry players. Let's pick a few. I talked about Tobias, one of the boring guys, and yeah, Tobias has been okay. I mean, not Tobias like, I guess.
I've seen Tobias being offered for Jarrett Allen, and they've asked me if that's a good deal, and I said, yeah, take Allen. But they said, but Tobias is good, and I said, yeah, he was good.
Yeah,
I mean,
I was just about to say.
He's still good, but he's probably around. His ranking right now is 60, so that's fifth round to sixth round, and I think maybe at this point of his career, maybe that is where he should be, fifth round.
Yeah.
So if you're thinking he's still a third rounder, you might be disappointed. Yeah,
and if you think that Jarrett Allen's value might not stick, you have to think twice, because I personally feel it would stick. And like I said, I feel that he is getting there with the ranks of Clint Capella, a mini Gobert type of season he can be this year. I mean, with the way Cleveland has been playing, they've been good.
You've been higher on Allen than I am, but even I also believe that he could sustain, maybe not at this high level, but a little lower. But whatever lower it is, it's still higher than 60 or 64 or 55. I think he will be 40, 35, 30, something like that. Not, not lower than that. Not lower than that. So yeah, Allen is way better than Tobias. And which way you look at it.
Yeah. The field goal, really good. The field goal. I mean, even sometimes better than Gobert's, better than the other guys. He stopped in the field goal. I mean, I think the last game he was 6 out of 6. So
yeah,
that was kind of a bad game for him.
And on the other side, Tobias is career low in field goal, 3 points, and free throws.
Yeah.
So I really don't think that will come back. Maybe the free throws, but the others I don't think will come back.
And the blocks of Jarrett Allen, the one thing that we kind of are not in line with, as far as me and Commish is concerned, if the blocks would stick. He's been better right now with the blocks so far the past few games. So so Jarrett Allen will type Tobias though. Yeah, we're trending down by a lot.
Yes.
Another player trending down, Tyrese Halliburton. Really bad. Maybe this is a product of Sacramento being really bad.
It is. It is. And his role is all over the place. Sometimes he plays with Davion and Fox in a 3 small lineup. Sometimes he's going to be the point guard and Fox will be the shooting guard. You can see he's bringing down the ball and everything. Sometimes he's just the one in the corner waiting for the... I mean, it's all over the place. And the rotation is really crazy. It's even worse with Gentry right now. I don't know what happened to Alvin Gentry, but this is not the way he coaches before.
Yeah, I just feel there are a lot of things going on. Like, if they're really thinking about trading Bagley and Hield, he has to showcase them. And that might play a role into what he wants to do, right? I mean,
I agree.
If he wants to sit them down really, but he can't because he needs to showcase them, then that's going to be a problem.
I agree. That's a good point.
It's a new, maybe again, it's a new system. Maybe they're gonna try and experimentation. We've seen this with a lot of new coaches as well early in the season, right? Mixing and matching those lineups. Even with the Lakers, like if you think about it, the Lakers had early season issues with their starting five and who to play, who not to play, right? The Knicks had a similar problem.
Yes. But Hali, for me, even if he's doing not too good, still a buy low for me. I think he'll be better.
How low now?
Now
he had could be really stretch.
Low. He had the past few games has been bad, but before the past few games, he was really good. Remember, he went back to our feel good player. So he's not really that low in the rankings. He's probably around 50.
He isn't. He isn't. I think he's still within top 70.
Yeah, I think he's in the 50s. It's just that it looks that way because of games like these that has been is coming more often. So how low?
Scotty Barnes. Made you think. I can't believe it made you think. I thought you would just say no. I'm Halliburton for that. I'll go Halliburton for sure. But
I'm not sure what OG's problem is right now, but I'm betting OG will be back, so I probably go with Hallie. But without OG, I mean, Scotty has been balling. Today he had 5 blocks, so the defensive stats has been really good for Hallie. So for Scotty Barnes. So at this point, really they're close. But I'll go with Halliburton only because I think OG, of course, he should come back sometime soon. And,
all right, so we talked about Tobias. Who would you rather have now, Halliburton or Tobias?
Halliburton.
Right. So that's something that you can consider if you maybe have.
The problem with Tobias is that there's no category that he really is elite in.
Yep,
I mean, there's none.
It's pretty much similar with the players like Chris Middleton, the Jaylen Browns. They're not elite in any, but they're good in a little. They're good here and there.
Yeah, you can say that, but Middleton averages 20-something points. That's elite. Tobias at his best is probably 17 to 18, maybe 19. I don't think that's elite, and I don't think that's really good.
Yeah.
And then the steals, the blocks are not there. And like Halliburton, the assists, at least the steals is there, and the defensive stats. So yeah, I'll take Halliburton. It's easier to build around him or help, make him help your team than Tobias, right?
So Tyrese Halliburton, one of our worry players. The rest, Chris Duarte, well, I expect ups and downs with a rookie like Chris Duarte, so I'm not surprised he's going to be here in the worry list a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, we all know about Harrison Barnes. He just came back from injury. Come on, let's give him a break. So
no, he's been bad. It's been really bad.
He just came back from injury.
I mean, the past 5 games, 24%, 25% shooting.
Come on, he just came back from a layoff. So,
but I'm not buying low on Harrison Barnes.
I'm not buying Harrison Barnes at all.
But remember, we were talking about this, selling him high, and you said you cannot sell Harrison Barnes.
You cannot
anymore.
sell.
But you could, Jeremy. I could. I tell you at that moment,
at that post comments, if someone was able to sell Harrison Barnes and at what price?
Okay, we'll find out what
post
price
there
it is
in the comments, whether in YouTube or in Facebook. What value were you able to sell Harrison Barnes when
during
he was
his
playing well? When he was playing well, and tell me how easy was it to sell this guy? I'm telling you, it's not going to be easy to sell high.
Don't you think at that moment you could have sold him for Wendell Carter Jr. At that moment?
No,
At that moment,
no.
really?
At that time, Wendell Carter Jr. was already playing well.
Okay.
No. It's going to be hard. It's going to be hard. Everyone knows Harrison Barnes' game would drop off, would fall. And he doesn't have trade value. That's just me. There are players that doesn't have trade value. Like if you talk about, maybe you could package him.
I don't dispute the no trade value. I think at that point,
No, it's not like
not
no
now.
trade
It's
value.
over. I mean, I
It's
think
just
there
that
was
it's so hard to trade a guy like Harrison Barnes. So hard.
Conley at that time. I think you could have gotten Conley or
Is
Lowry
that
at that
is
time.
that is that already a sell high at that point?
I think so. Would you rather have Mike Conley even without
All right,
back-to-backs
fair
than
enough. I'd
Harrison
rather have
Barnes?
Mike
I
Conley.
mean, there would be deals. There would be deals. There would be deals. But at this point, it's too. It's over. His value is probably in the garbage can already.
Yeah.
So hopefully he comes back. Hopefully he
Yeah, and
bounces back.
lastly of the worry list, the Wizards are struggling and they've been bad. I mean, I watched the game. They were able to catch up a bit, but maybe just because Jokic was ejected in that game. But yeah, they've been bad. I mean,
Avdiha has not really done anything with the starting role. Dinwiddie is a borderline drop in 12-team leagues, although I'll hold him for the assists, but he's not a must hold also. Well, Bradley Beal, we've talked about Beal forever. Still not getting there. The FBW magic of talking about worry players and they're exploding is not worked with Beal. So
I mean, Beal and Lillard would probably be on the race on who ends up higher. I think Lillard ends up better, of course, but they're the two guys that's been really struggling.
And that is the deal.
Struggling.
I've been contemplating on offering Lillard for Beal. I've been thinking about it for so long. I'm still thinking
I still feel that you wouldn't go wrong with Beal over Lillard. I mean, you wouldn't go wrong with Lillard over Beal.
There.
I still pick Lillard over Beal. I mean, you'd have more regrets if you take on Beal thinking that he'll be better than Lillard now.
But I think he can be better than Lillard. But I don't know. I'm still thinking about that. I'm not too sure.
He can, but I don't know. The way they've been playing, the problem is they've been playing team basketball. Everyone's trying to contribute, right? Here in this Washington team. So that's the main problem for me and why I feel like, Beal might not get to the value that we thought he would be. Because they're playing team basketball. Everyone shares the ball. They pass the ball around a lot. There's no really one-on-one as much with Beal. So that's why, you'll see Kuzma having some good games. You'll see some Harrell games. You'll see some Gafford games. But there's no really trademark Bradley Beal game wherein he scores 40 for you because they pass the ball around. Right.
Until when? Let's see. If they continue struggling like this, let's see.
So the Wizards, and let's talk about some couple of feel good players. Scotty Barnes, maybe one of the rookies. We've talked a lot about rookies here, particularly.
Scotty has been really good with the steals and the blocks. That has been really his
and the rebounding
values. Yeah, and OG's absence, as I said a while ago, really, really helps him. Really helps him. And by the way, Chris Boucher, 27 minutes again today. So getting there, and looks like no challenge in sight. Birch is still out. So
did they win?
Achua,
yeah, they won. They won today. Right?
They won today. So looks like Boucher is here to stay for the meantime.
Yeah.
For the meantime.
Yeah.
I'd like to talk about Houston for a while to finish it up, maybe.
Yeah.
Sengun, 2 straight good games. 23 minutes the other day, 24 to 25 minutes today, almost 25. He played. I closed the game for Wood because he was playing well. He played with Wood for certain minutes, so that's where he got the 23 to 24 minutes. And if he gets that number, hold on. The 2 straight games, this might be it.
Let's go.
This might be it.
Yeah.
The only
Sengun I have and he's my hope because I have my top 3 players out with Paul George, Butler, and Booker. So he is my hope. I don't really need him to score because I feel like I won't in that league. I won't win points against anyone. All I need is those steals, blocks, those types. Because I have players who can, have steals, blocks, but not really much on the scoring side. So I'll hope that he gives me those defensive stats. That's where my hope is, and not too bad field goal.
Just hope that KPJ and Jalen Green never returns, because those two, if they return, everybody affected.
Well,
even Sengun, even Wood,
if they're going to be winning, I'm pretty sure those 2 guys will return because they've been losing with those 2 guys, and Houston wants to lose. I don't think they really want to win, but
yes.
But they've been winning. They've been playing well. I mean, today they were against. I mean, Eric Gordon. If you're talking about Houston,
another feel-good player,
really good. I mean, I was on the verge of dropping him because I wanted to add some hot free agents, and he was missing some games. But I'm happy I did not do it.
If that's in our league, go do it. If that's in our league, but in general, no, don't. Just ride him. Just ride him until he gets injured. Gets a real injury, not a rest injury. He will be good. He will be good until Jalen Green comes back.
Yeah.
When Green comes back,
even when Green was playing, he was already okay.
Not like this. You can see it a while ago.
Obviously not like this, but
they were going to him almost exclusively in the fourth quarter.
Because he's the only guy who can really score there.
Yes, and he was challenged. He was playing mano a mano with Trae Young today, and he came out on top. So his team came out on top. I mean.
Yep. So there it is, the daily fantasy quickie for today. Tomorrow would be another day of fantasy. Hope you enjoyed this and hope this was helpful. If you, like we said, if you are a bit behind on some of the leagues, some of your leagues in the standings, start planning some moves now. Start making some trades. I've seen some messages in the group chats of the FBW League, some managers wanting to shake things up a bit just to get over the hump. But it's now is the time because we're pretty much halfway into the fantasy season, and you might be too late. All right, so that's it. We'll see you again tomorrow for another daily fantasy quick. Bye, guys.
Bye.